Some read this bitches. Somebody wrote in, who is this? Babel Podcast wrote in and says, Console Wars seems to say the Japanese sure F up everything in the gaming business. Not in a racist way, though, I think. Thoughts? Have you gotten to that part yet?
I don't know what that means.
That's, no, yeah, a lot of this book is the American side of the company, Sega of America, and to a lesser extent, Nintendo of America, just like complaining about how difficult it is to work with the Japanese company because they don't understand the US market. And they're so concentrated on Japan and the way things are done in Japan that they're very reluctant to listen to the American side. So yeah, I don't think it's presented in a totally racist way. There's definitely some racist stuff in there.
What do you mean?
There's just some racist comments in there.
Did you finish?
Made by the author or made by the
characters?
I haven't finished it. No, I'm a little bit over halfway now.
Right. Well, you have to pull out one of those comments if you accuse it of being racist.
Well, no, there's just some racist comments in there.
Oh, from the characters, you're saying?
From the characters. Yeah, not the book itself isn't racist. It's just
can't believe you just said the book was racist.
I'm guessing that some of these characters who are people might have had some racist jokes in there at some point.
Or at least their characters in the book.
Right. But yeah, no, it really just concentrates on how the Japanese parent companies would not allow the U.S. companies to like full autonomy over here.
Although Sega, the one guy, would give the U.S. guy, pretty much control.
Right, but he still had to go like beg for it.
Right, he had to work really hard for it. But he
was succeeding beyond belief in America, while the Genesis was just doing okay in Japan, and he still had to argue that
he would have to fly to Japan.
Sonic shouldn't have a big-breasted girlfriend.
Right.
He shouldn't? Well, I mean, it's not that he shouldn't. He just shouldn't have one in the game.
Right. In his personal life, it's fun. What he does in his personal life, that's his business, I
was going to say, don't. But
when he's working in the game, no girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's definitely one of the themes in the book, is that these Japanese companies just want to do things the old way, the Japanese way, and who cares about that rest of the world?
I also want to let everyone know that if you have Marvel Unlimited, Tsum Tsum issue 1 is now available to read with your Unlimited subscription, which was the artist on that is Jacob Chabot, our friend of the show. So.
Is it not Shabbat? Did we talk about this before?
Shabbat. Shalom.
Hey.
But anyway, check it out. I don't know if it gets any kind of residuals or anything for that, but maybe if they see a boost in readership, they'll be like, "Hey, people are reading this on Unlimited. We should make sure this guy works like every day until he's dead." So, we should do that.
Yes, I'm pretty excited for the 1% of the people who would get that Shabbat Shalom reference.
Well, we'll all be gone soon anyway.
Hey.
That was dark.
Speaking of read this bitches, I'm also reading 1984. I started. It's it's the number one.
I look forward to your book report.
No, it's the number one book on Kindle Unlimited, like the subscription service.
It's a fantastic book.
It's really fantastic. When I was in school, we had to read Animal Farm. But this
I read Animal Farm in school too.
I feel, which is
Animal
also
Farm
fantastic.
It's okay.
It's not as good. I don't think it's as good as this.
Right. No, it's not as good as 1984.
Well, Animal Farm is only like 50 pages. So.
1984 is not very long either. But Animal Farm, the symbolism is laid on really thick. Animal Farm.
Right.
Yeah, but we got a really good Pink Floyd album out of it. So
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're both fine books. For sure. All right.
I like how we're discussing whether or not two classic pieces of literature are any good.
Right. They're good. I read
it's
good.
It's a good book. Have you heard of this To Kill a Mockingbird?
It's all right.
You should try this Huckleberry Finn. It's not bad.